Hello, and welcome to my show where we talk about movies. 'Cause I like movies, you like movies, so let's talk about movies. And film, and cinema, and the cinematic universe. When you think about it, everything has its own cinematic universe, because it's a universe. So there's cinematic. Every single movie happens all at once at the same time within the same universe, because we are watching it in our universe. Anyways, so for this episode, we'll be talking about the amazing movie Bring It On Again, which is a sequel to the Bring It On movie. For the longest, I actually didn't know that this movie existed. The order goes Bring It On, Bring It On All or Nothing, Bring It On, I forgot, but the girl from Pretty Little Liars is in it, and then Bring It On, Fight to the Finish. That was the order in which I watched it. That was the order I thought it was. And then I do some Googling, and they're like, oh, just kidding, the second one is actually called Bring It On Again. So, the poster is actually a big giant lie, because it makes it seem as if these two girls right here are rivals. But they're not. They don't wear this uniform. This one, it's never seen in a movie. They wear this one. I thought today that I could walk you through the movie and we can talk about how insanely terrible it is. That because I don't count it as a sequel, as a second movie, then neither should you ever. This movie doesn't exist. It's not even like easy to find to watch online. Like, I don't even think the producers wanted to know it exists. It doesn't exist. So, but we're going to talk about it. Okay, so if you've watched the Bring It On movies, any one of them, you know that they follow a very specific cliche opening. That the opening is always a dream. It's always a dream sequence. So this dream sequence is a little weird. It's just her cheering in an empty gym, and it's pitch black, spotlight is on her, and there's some random man telling her that she's a loser. It's really weird. It's nothing like the other ones. The other ones, the opening cheers, there's always this really cute, quirky cheer that is like the most known cheer of like all of them. This one doesn't have it at all. So, after the dream ends, she wakes up and we learn that she's going to college. Which is another thing that doesn't follow the Bring It On series. Because like I said, if you've seen Bring It On, you know that every single Bring It On movie takes place in high school. Because honestly, the only way for these plots to even make sense and to even work is if they are in high school, not college. But for some reason they decided, hey, let's make her in college this time. Just for fun. We get this beautiful scene where she runs into this little punk girl. She's a ballet punk girl. Alright? Punk and ballet. But whatever. She asks her where she could find her dorm. And she goes, I'm not going to help you find that dorm because the dorm is named after a slave owner and a fascist. I don't know. Alright. Anyways. So, she goes in and she meets her friend, Monica. And Monica is her friend because she met her during the summer at cheer camp. So, they really only know each other for like a month. But that is going to be her best friend for the whole series. For the whole movie. So, anyways, they walk into campus and this is the dean. And the dean is making a welcome to the first day of school speech. Welcome to your beautiful, beloved campus. You know, typical thing that happens on the first day of school. This is where we start getting into questioning what the plot is. So in this speech, he's talking about how he's cutting funding. So he's cutting funding to the ballet club and the drama club. And I think he might mention some other club, but really he kind of just only mentions them. This is a drama guy. I'm just going to call him drama guy. I never learned his name. I don't even think they ever even said his name. We already met the ballet girl like 2 seconds ago. So, you can already guess what the plot is. The plot is maybe they're cutting the funding, and maybe somehow the cheer team is going to want to recruit them because they're cutting the funding because he only wants to fund the cheer team and their football team. I guess. I don't know. That's what I guessed that the plot was. Because plots follow a very cliche way where you get introduced into something and you're supposed to guess, oh, I think this is how the movie's gonna go, right? Right? Okay. The beautiful cheer team cheers for us. It's the most mediocre. How do you pronounce mediocre? Yeah. Mediocre. They cheer the most mediocre cheerleading I've ever seen in this series ever. So this is kind of a thing that kind of goes on for the rest of the film. We don't ever actually see any good cheerleading. So how can a cheerleading movie not have good cheering, right? After their cheering is done, these are our main characters. These two girls. This is Monica. The blonde girl's name is Whittier. But you actually don't learn what her name is until like the middle of the movie, but I'm going to tell you what her name is. It's Whittier. And then these two guys, once the cheerleading is over, they kind of just walk up to these two girls. And the way that they two walk up at the same exact time, you would probably assume that these two guys are friends. But they're just not. They kind of just walk up and like the freaking this dude, he's a footballer, and he starts flirting with them. And he says something really like, I don't know, cheesy and like gross. And so this guy, this little punk guy, he makes fun of him. And then so this guy just threatens to beat up this guy because they don't even know each other. It's a really weird scene. Doesn't make any sense. I feel like they just threw it in to introduce this guy. Because this guy, he becomes a character. His name is Derek. It's the cheer tryouts. You know, of course, the classic cheer tryouts. And the thing that I really don't like that they try to do is that they try to do a callback to the first movie by she makes the first girl do like a million different type of handsprings, like front handspring, back handspring, side handspring. Like she tells her to do that like in a million times, and this same exact scene happens in the first movie. Yeah, that same exact thing happens in this scene, except it doesn't exactly stick the same way because the girl that she does it to isn't even one of the main characters. She's just a random background character. And it makes absolutely zero sense. So Monica tries out. She doesn't even actually cheer. She kind of does like a little bit of a lot of clapping, I guess. I guess you can say it's cheer. She does it. Whatever, it's fine. She's glazed over. She's glossed over. And at the end is the main girl, Whittier. That's when we learn her name. She goes Whittier Smith. Smith, Whittier. I've never heard of the name Whittier. It's a really weird name. I feel like they made it up. But if your name is Whittier, then you have the same name as this girl. So, anyways, so they make really weird comments. You know, typical, the captain is trying to be the mean girl. So she picks at her because she has a belly piercing. So she makes her take it off. She takes it off, and then she does a cheer, and she does a cheer so amazing. the best performance I've seen of an audition in this whole series of all the freaking Bring It On movies. She does the best audition I've ever seen. So because of that, she's like, I really want her on my team. But of course, the other two people are really jealous of her and don't want her on her team. She's like, no, guys, we should have her on our team. Then out of nowhere, the dean comes after the tryouts are done. He just walks into the gym. He's like, I've been watching the tryouts alongside with you guys. I don't know how. He wasn't even in the room. There's no windows. They weren't broadcasting the tryouts. I don't know. He just walks right into the gym and goes, I watched all of those tryouts and they all sucked except for Whittier. So I want you to make Whittier the new head captain for next season. Not for this season, because she's the captain for this season right now. Her name is Tina, I think. Make her cheer captain, but she's a freshman. That's never happened ever before in the history of cheering. And he's like, I don't care that's never happened ever in the history of cheering. Let's make her cheer captain for the next season. So just, keep it a secret though, because of the fact that we've never made a freshman a cheer captain before, ever. Anyways, okay, I'm gonna hold this up because it's gonna keep falling. So, you can barely even see, but the scene ends. Fade out, fade in, new scene. The dude Derek, he's just walking around campus, and he's creeping, and he finds little Miss Whittier through the window, and her window's open, because, it's normal to just have your window open. Her window is open, and she's cheering in there, and then Derek is like, hey, yelling, hey, you, I remember you from earlier. Do you want to hang out? She says yes. They hang out by breaking into the pool, and here we learn where Derek is a DJ. It's a very specific thing, but it's very important to his character. He is Derek the DJ. We learn it here. This scene is a good 10 minutes, good 15 minutes actually, of them just talking in a pool about how he's a DJ. And how his father doesn't support him, so he has to work 24/7 and he has no time to do anything ever. So he DJs all the time, apparently. Anyways, and then as you would guess it, they end up making out at the end of the scene. The love interest of the movie, of course, the DJ. DJ dating the cheerleader. Fast forward, they got the memo that they made the cheer squad. Monica, Whittier, forgot her name, and some other random girl that becomes a really side character, but she's not really on the team. She's just a towel girl. I don't know, whatever. So she's on it. They have the first cheer squad practice of the friggin' movie. It goes amazing, intense, the dramatic montage of them practicing and the cheer captain being really mean and being calling everyone fat, saying that you have a fat ass and that's bad. Can't have no fat asses here on the cheer squad. They're in this little baby formation, right? And the cheer captain tells Monica and Whittier, hey guys, can you guys please what's it called? Let me see. My notes. She goes, Monica and Whittier, can you guys please pop off? I don't know what that means, but it's your term. Can you guys pop off from the formation, please? And then they look at each other and they're like, do you want to show off? And they're like, yeah, we do. I want to show off. So when it comes time, instead of doing a pop off, they do a cradle. I don't know what a pop off is anyway, but I do know what a cradle is. So they do a cradle instead. And this is where I'm going to take her side, the cheer captain side, Tina. She gets really mad because she's like, first of all, I'm the captain. You're not the captain. I asked you to do a pop-off, not a cradle. Second of all, the fact that you literally didn't do what you were supposed to do is quite dangerous, because then the people catching you are expecting you to do whatever a pop-off is, but instead you did something completely different and did a cradle. What if they didn't catch you? I'm just saying. I'm taking her side. Taking her side real good. Anyways, so she gets really mad. She calls. She says, okay, that's the end of practice. And then later, she calls Whittier into her office. Because I guess she has an office. As cheer captain, she has office. In that office, we learned some couple fun facts. Did you know that George W. Bush, Ronald Reagan, and Dwight D. Eisenhower were cheerleaders? Because I didn't. Apparently they are, and they said it in the movie. Is it real? I don't know. I have no idea. But I'm going to trust the movie that they're not lying to me. I'm going to trust that they're not lying to me. So Tina tells Whittier, like, look at all these, the people who were in charge of our country. They were cheerleaders in high school. You know, doing this really big speech on how important cheerleading is. Blah, 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 blah. So she ends up telling Whittier, hey, so, I'm not supposed to tell you this, but Dean Sebastian, that was his name, by the way, Dean Sebastian, wants you to be head cheer captain next season, which is, I think it's next semester, I don't know. So you need to step up your A game, and I suggest that you drop Monica, because clearly Monica is a problem. And whenever you're with Monica, you don't listen and you just goof off because you guys are friends. But you can't have friends and cheer because it's about winning. So Whittier, she thinks about it. She's like, wow, that's crazy. Anyways, she runs up. She runs in the cafeteria. She finds her friend Monica. And the other side character that they're randomly friends with, the one that I mentioned earlier that became Tower Girl. She was there too. She's like, oh my god, guess what, guys? So, Tina actually told me that I'm going to be cheer captain next semester. Even though Tina just said that you can't tell anybody, but she told them anyway. So, in the middle of her talking to her, you can tell little baby hints. They're dropping little hints that Whittier is not becoming a really good person. Because she sees that Monica is about to eat this chili dog. And she calls her fat. And she says, are you kidding me? That's like 600 calories right there, easy. I don't know, I feel like it's probably more than 600 calories, but either way. She goes, you can't eat that. And then Monica's like, who are you? Tina? It's cheer captain. And she takes a big old bite of it anyway. Because, I don't know, they made it kind of a little dramatic. But then, like, it wasn't dramatic. Like, she dramatically was like, oh, you're eating that instead of a salad? And then she kind of just goes like, yeah, I am. And then she just eats it. So, I feel like they really wanted to make a statement right there. It didn't really grasp, at least to me, the way that it should have. But, I mean, whatever. They're at a football game. And right here in this moment is the most confusing part ever. Or this is where I was like, I can't trust this movie and the rules that they set up. So right here, right in front of everyone, very loudly, she goes, you are next cheer captain, Whittier. In front of everybody, even though they made it such a big dramatic deal that it's a secret that no one else can know because they've never made a freshman a cheer captain before. So, they cheer at the football game. Again, very mediocre cheering. But whatever, it's a football game, right? They don't need to be crazy cheering. They're just at a football game, right? Anyways, they're at a football game. And it cuts to them at a party, right? Apparently they filmed the football game, but they only filmed their cheering. And now they're at a party watching it like it was a really big deal. Even though they were just cheering at a football game and nothing happened, but they wanted to put it on the TV at the party. I don't know, man. Anyways, now we're at the party, right? This is where we learn, we get new characters, right? So this guy, he's in the cheer team. But you can't really tell because he's not in his cheer uniform, so he just looks like a normal dude. But they wanted to remind us that he's in the cheer team. But in this specific scene, we find out that he is gay. And that from there on, that is his character. He is gay guy on cheerleading team. And then he says, "You know I'm gay, right?" to this guy. And then this guy goes, "Oh man, don't tell me that. It's a football rule. I have to beat you up now." And then he just goes, in response to that, he just goes, "You know I bench 210, right?" And then this guy goes, "Whatever." That's it. That's the interaction. So we're still at the party, and Derek crashes the party. Derek finds Whittier, and that's where we find out that they're dating. I guess. I mean, they kiss, but that doesn't mean that they gotta be dating now. But whatever, they're dating now. And so Tina finds out that they're dating. She goes, "Derek is a DJ, and a DJ is the lowest career or whatever that you could ever have and makes you at the absolute bottom of the pyramid. So cheerleaders can't date DJs." So she gave her an ultimatum. She's like, either you keep dating Derek, or you're off the squad. Either stay on the cheer squad or break up Derek. And you would think that this would be really hard and difficult for her, right? Because she's like into Derek, and she's like a nice person. But it's actually not a hard decision for her at all. She breaks up with Derek. And so Monica gets mad. Monica, where is she? She's right there. Monica gets mad at this, of course, because who wouldn't? So Derek and Monica leave. And Whittier's like, "But it's cheer." I just want to say that we're like 30 minutes into the movie. There's like no real plot at all. So now they're back at the cheer practice, and Tina is mad, and she says that Monica doesn't know party etiquette, and so she gets mad and she makes Monica do flips as punishment. But Monica's like really good, and she just does the flips really good and easily. And then she's like, "That's not enough, so I need you to do some hurdles." I mean, Herkies, not hurdles, I think, yeah. Herkies. And to me, Herkies, to be fair, I could never do one, but they kind of seem really easy to me in my brain once you know how to do it. But I don't know, what am I saying? I've never learned how to do one, and I couldn't do one to save my life. But anyway, so she tells her to do Herky after Herky after Herky. And so Monica falls, and she sprains her hamstring. She gets injured. So Tina is like, "No, nobody help her. She needs to be punished for not knowing party etiquette. That's rude. You can't just leave my party." And then Whittier, she tells Whittier, like, "Tell Monica to keep doing flips." And then Whittier is like, "No, you know what? I've had enough." So they quit. But like, she does this really awkward thing where she quits. So to make a statement, she takes off her uniform and she's just in her bra and underwear. But like, no one asked her to do that, but she did it. And then she regrets it and she grabs the uniform anyway. She's like, "Oh, never mind, that's embarrassing." But like, she did it already anyway. And if they wanted to make a statement, they should have just let her leave in her underwear. So now they're no longer on cheer team. Monica and Whittier, they don't have a cheer team. So next scene, they're at a softball game. Oh, and look at that. She's eating a chili dog. What a good character build. You know, called Monica fat for eating a chili dog. Now she's not on the team, so she's eating a chili dog herself. So they're watching the softball game. And the softball game is terrible. They're losing. They're doing absolutely awful at their job. And then Whittier gets a little depressed. And she's like... Whittier gets a little depressed. Jesus Christ. Whittier gets a little depressed. And she kind of starts like making a rhythm out of the noises around her. Oh, and what do you know? The cheerleader starts cheering. He starts cheering for the softball game, and then very dramatically, the crowd joins in, right? Suddenly, because they're cheering, the softball team is amazing. Because all they needed was spirit and support of the crowd. So because of this, Whittier gets this amazing idea, and she's so darn happy that she does flips all the way across campus. Like, it's a literal, like she, they literally show her going from one side of the campus to the other, and she's doing flips the whole way. And she doesn't stop until she gets to Monica. She goes to Monica. She's like, Monica, I had this great idea. We should start our own cheer team. So, they do it, I guess. They pass out flyers for a cheer team, and nobody shows up. Wow. Surprising, right? Nobody shows up. But you know who does show up, actually? Jerry Trainer. He's the only one who shows up to the auditions, but they don't even show him auditioning. And I think it's really funny, because I think at this point, Jerry Trainer was already Crazy Steve. I'm pretty sure. It's just such a random, like... input, like, and like I feel like the producers knew that they were like, yeah, let's put Jerry Trainer in here, it'd be really funny. He's there for 2 seconds and has like a speaking scene of literally 2 seconds, and then they leave. They're like, if no one's gonna come to us, we gotta come to them. Remember the punk ballet and the theater kid from 10 minutes into the movie, which, by the way, we are now at the 50-minute mark. You probably did literally forget about them, but they're back. They're protesting. They're protesting because they lost their funding and they want their funding back. And so Whittier and Monica get this amazing idea. They're like, they don't have a club anymore, so we should have him join our club. And then, like, it cuts to the next scene, and all of a sudden, they're already meeting with them. Even though, like, they never, like, show them asking, hey, can you come to a meeting? It kind of just, like, they get this idea, and then the next scene, it's just happening. Like, how did they convince the punk ballet girl who hates her guts in the theater club to, like, meet them in a random-ass warehouse? So, of course, the ballet team and the theater people are like, no, we don't want to join your stupid little cheer team. I hate cheer. Unless you have cheers of anguish and diminish. I don't forget. Oh, that's what the punk girl says. She's like, unless you guys have anguishing cheers, then maybe I'll think about it. And then the theater kid was like, unless I can say the cheers in a French accent, then I don't even want to hear it. I don't know. That's just him being a theater kid, so they were like, theater kids do accents, right? So the way that they get them to accept to be in a cheer team, they're like, wait, but if we're good, we get to go to nationals. And if we win nationals, we win money. And if we win money, then you guys get money for your guys' club. And they're like, you should have just done that to begin with. Of course we'll join the cheer team. So there's this 10-minute montage of them learning how to cheer. Because now you're with people who have never cheered in their whole life. And how they need to be good enough to make it to nationals and win. So we're like an hour 10 into an hour and a half movie. So Monica sees that they're doing really bad and she's like, oh, maybe it's the music. So Monica like runs and finds Derek and she's like, can you pretty please DJ for our cheer team? I know that you broke up with Whittier because Whittier sucked, but she doesn't suck anymore. Can you pretty please DJ for us? And he says no. So now they're cheering at a Coquette meetup. Really random sport. But they're cheering, right? But they're cheering really bad because they're not cheerleaders. And so the Coquette team is doing really, really, really bad because they're like, oh, the cheerleaders are ridiculous. I'm not going to do good on my sport. Here comes saving the day, Derek. Even though he said that he would have DJ'd for them, he had a change of heart. So he comes up with his little car, big giant speaker in his trunk, playing some random beat. And the cheer team is like, that beat is so good that we are miraculously really good at cheering now. So they do a really good job at cheering. And the Coquette team is like, they're so good at cheering that now I can concentrate on my game. And they magically do good as well. Because all they needed was a good cheer team. Tina and the other girl from the cheer team find out about this. And they get upset. And they're like, you guys can't do that. Because only one team can go to nationals. And this is where we show that she's like bilingual. Because she spells one like in sign language. She goes one. I don't know. They just were like, you know how to spell one, right? I don't know. They take it to the dean. Whittier makes her little defense. Be like, please, let us, I know that only one team can go to nationals, but what if we have a cheer off? And what if we have the student body vote, right? Because it's about the students. College is about students. We'll have the student body vote about who's the better cheer team. And so whoever wins the vote, wins fair and square. And they get to go to nationals. And then the dean is like, no, what, are you ridiculous? Like, I'm just going to stick to my cheer squad that I know that is good. Why would I go with you? But she's like, if you don't let us have a cheer off, I promise you there will be protests and we will put it on the news. So he's like, I can't have that. I can't have protests on my campus. Fine, we could do a cheer off. So they plan for a cheer off. He's like, let's do the cheer off in 2 days. And Whittier's like, what? I can't get good in 2 days. He's like, well, either be good or don't. I don't know what to tell you, man. So now there's this really weird dramatic montage of the school. The school has like a news reporter and they very dramatically interview like the new team. The new team is called the Renegades. And then the old like normal cheerleading team, they're like, how do you feel about cheer off? And like it's like 10 minutes and it's like really weird because why would they care? Why would anyone care? So, Whittier is like, oh, we need to do better. Let's do some midnight practices. And like in the middle of the night, they're just practicing whatever. They're alright, but not really. They're still bad. Because why would they be good? Tina and the other girl find out and they storm and they get into an argument. They're like, you can't, you're not gonna win, you suck, we're gonna win, blah 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 blah. It turns into a fist fight. The drama kid punches the girl by accident, and by him accidentally like going like this, he broke his hand. Really dramatically? hand is broken. And really dramatically, they're like, what are we gonna do? Now we have to forfeit. Because his hand is broken. I don't know, in my brain you can still cheer with a broken hand. You can still go like this. Like, damn, I guess we gotta forfeit. Our dreams are crushed and we can't do anything now. But then here saves the day, in case you forgot, the gay guy from earlier. Apparently he's a really nice guy. And he's like, you know what? I quit the cheer team and I'm gonna join you guys. Woo! See? Gay guy. In case you forgot. It's like, I don't care if I lose my scholarship, because he said that's why he didn't quit before, because he's gonna lose his scholarship if he quits. But now he doesn't care. So he's like, I don't care if I'm gonna lose my scholarship. I want to cheer with you guys and doing the right thing. Whatever. So now it's time for the freaking chop competition. You know, and to be fair, the original cheer team, they actually do pretty good. Like, for once. This is the actual part of the movie where we finally see actual cheerleading in a cheerleading movie. We actually see the cheerleading for real this time. They're really good. And you're thinking, oh, how are these people gonna beat them? Now it's time for the next team. And they show up in these robes, being all dramatic, right? Because remember, there's theater kids. So they gotta be dramatic to cater to theater kids that are just joined the squad, that they just forced to join the squad, right? Whatever. Anyways, and then I guess I don't know if you guessed it already, but miraculously, they do the best darn cheerleading that you've ever seen. And they bring back okay, so if you haven't watched the first one, I'm just going to tell you. In the first one, the team at the end, in order to win nationals, they're like, we need to do more than cheerleading. And they incorporate, like, all types of dance. They incorporate, like, jazz and I can't think of another type of dance. They incorporate other things that aren't cheerleading. And that's how they win, because it's unique. So they do the same exact thing. They do karate, they do theater, they do ballet, and just absolutely amazing stunts that you've ever seen ever. So. Also, actually, so the dean was like, yeah, we're gonna, the students are gonna judge, but the students straight up just didn't. They got like a line of professional judges that would like, the actual judges that would judge for nationals, they somehow came for this little baby thing, and they judged them, even though he said this for this little baby thing, whatever. Anyways, and if you didn't guess it already, they won. They won, and what the heck is her name? Whittier goes to the cheer captain, Tina. She's like, there will always be a spot for you if you want to audition. And then the movie ends. There is no real plot, ever. So, anyways, I just can't stand that movie, because honestly, the fact that they chose college is really stupid, because they like kind of broke their college has majors, right? So I would assume the ballet people went to that college for ballet as a degree, not as a club. So why was there a ballet club? And why did only the ballet club cut the fundings? But he didn't say anything about the ballet program, right? But like, what fundings would go to the ballet club? What? Wouldn't they do it in their ballet class and the theater class? I don't know. Anyways, worst movie ever. And to close out the segment, I'm going to tell you some fun facts that I promise you have never known about the movie. Did you know that the Bring It On sequel is the only Bring It On movie of the 5 movies that has the same producers as the first one? Which is shocking, right? Because you would think that because it's the same producers, they'd be a better movie, right? It wasn't. So. Also, the plot on the Wikipedia makes it seem like it's actually a really good plot, but that's just straight up not what happens. So, you've been warned. Did you know that the girl who plays Monica, her name is Fawn Chambers Watkins? Bet you didn't know that. And also, did you know that she's in the movie White Chicks? And I would probably say that her role in White Chicks is probably the best role she will ever play in her whole life. Did you know that the girl who plays Whittier, her name is Anne Judson Yeager? Did you know that? Did you know that she's 43 years old, 5'4", and according to her Wikipedia, she's a full-time mom of 2 magical kids? Bet you didn't know that. Did you know that Bring It On Again came out on January 13th, 2004? Did you know that? Did you know that the rating on Rotten Tomatoes is only 38%? I feel like they're being generous, but my issues with this movie is just that the other Bring It On movies are just so insanely good. And the first Bring It On movie, it's a classic, right? It's a classic. But I'm going to be honest with you, my favorite Bring It On movie is Bring It On Fight to the Finish, which is the last one. I actually think that is the best movie that Bring It On has produced. And I used to think that the Bring It On movie with the girl from Pretty Little Liars was really bad. But compared to this, it's like really, really good. So. Anyways. Thank you for coming to my show. Where we're talking about movies, because I like movies and you like movies. So, we talked about movies. How does that make you feel? If you feel against it, if you feel against my opinion, this is why the show is called Big Brain, Small Brain. So,